So you think that a bug out bag or a get home bag is too expensive to put together and you can't afford it? Well, I like challenges, so I'm about to prove that wrong. I went to my local Dollar Tree and scoured the shelves and looked through everything to find what I thought was perfect for a bug out bag that is affordable and doable for most anybody. So hang on tight and I'll show you what we got. Okay, I'm gonna start by unpackaging some of this stuff and breaking it down because I'm not including every single bit of this. A lot of things are in multi-packs and I don't intend to put every bit of it in the bug out bag. Okay guys, so I'm really excited to show you what I put together for a Dollar Tree bug out bag / get home bag. And I fit everything into this little tiny backpack. No, it's not an ideal bug out bag. It looks like a girl's purse. You know, maybe you would rather have something that looks like this. This is my son's. But for today, I'm using this because it's small. I want to show you everything I was able to pack into it. And this is much more gray woman / gray man than something like that looks like a military rucksack. So let me go ahead and open it up and I will go through everything inside. First of all, I got a 1 liter bottle of alkaline water. The alkaline part of it is not necessary, but this is a really sturdy plastic bottle. This cap here, if you remove it and you happen to have a Sawyer mini water filter, it will attach to this water bottle. Obviously, you want to have a good supply of water in your bug out bag, at least 1 liter. And when I say bug out, I mean, if you have to get up and run, you have to get out of your house quick, and you just need some stuff in your bag that will get you by, maybe a few hours, maybe a couple days. This is not gonna last you forever, but it'll get you by. Okay, so this little bag here, this was like some kind of a laundry bag I got from the Dollar Tree, but I figured there were many uses that you could use this for. It could be a net that you fashion some kind of fishing contraption out of. If you are out there longer and your food doesn't last you and you need to catch some fish and you're in an area that you can do so. Secondly, I was thinking that it could work as like a mosquito net head cover. I'll show you that little video. I'm just saying, if the mosquitoes were really bad, it might be worth it. Okay, so I don't know if that mosquito net head covering is going to work so well because it's very tight, but many uses that you can use this for. If you need to just throw a bunch of things in it to store it, if you need to gather some kindling or something. But this is where I put my snacks. So I got some trail mix. You know, it has nuts, raisins, chocolate, some good carbs and stuff to give you energy. I got 2 packs of this premium chicken salad that's in like a Mylar type sealed bag. And to go with these, I got some cracker packs. So here's a little Ziploc bag with some things in it. Pack whatever food that you think that you want. I did not want to pack anything that needs to be cooked personally. You could have grabbed a can of SpaghettiOs, maybe some top ramen packs. I wanted stuff that was quick and you didn't need to cook. Here are 2 packs of crackers to go with my chicken salad. And then I found these little fruit pouch things here. This is apple and banana fruit puree. And I thought that would just be a quick like burst of energy, burst of sugar, and a nice treat. And then I bought a bag of hard candies. I happen to like these little strawberry ones. Whatever kind of hard candies you like. You don't want anything that's going to melt too easily in your bug out bag because you might be exposed to the elements. And then in that bag I also added, this is a little electrolyte hydration powder mix that you can just add to water. Electrolytes obviously are going to be very important if you're in a hot environment and sweating a lot. You do not want to get dehydrated. Also, if you have some kind of issue where you wind up drinking bad water and your body is flushing it out, if you know what I mean, you're going to need to rehydrate yourself. And then I got 1 can of these Vienna Bites. This is a good size can. It's not like your little Vienna sausage cans. This is a pretty good big one. Not necessarily for the Vienna Bites, which, you know, are a good source of protein, but I thought that this container, after rinsed out and after you eat the Vienna Bites, would make a good water boiling container. You know, take the lid off, save this. This could be your canteen. It can be a cup. It can be a container for boiling water. But if you have anything else that you wind up needing to cook, you can cook out of this thing over a flame. So I'm not going to put this all away as I go, but that's basically all the like quick snacks and food. And then also from the Dollar Tree, I got this handy dandy, I guess you would call it like a travel container, like men would put their toiletries and stuff in it, but it was a good way for me to organize my preps so it's not all loose in the backpack. So let me go ahead and open it up. I tried to organize the best that I could. First item is a pair of gloves. These are gardening gloves. Yes, they have flowers on them. They're girly looking, but you know what? I picked them for me. You pick your own gloves. They have a rubber grip on one side. I think it's important to have a good pair of gloves because if you're out there for a while and you're having to pick up firewood and, you know, do all sorts of stuff outdoors with your hands, building shelter, whatever it might be, you do not want to get splinters. You don't want to cut your fingers. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to cut yourself with a knife if you're dealing with knives. So it's a good idea to have a pair of gloves. And then I kind of have my little Ziploc bags. The Ziploc bags also came from the Dollar Tree. I use these to kind of organize the items somewhat. Okay, so these are supposed to be like for kids during, I don't know, 4th of July and stuff, these little glow stick lights. But these are good for signaling. You can use them to mark trails, just for some light in an area. I just put 2 of them in here. There was other colors, but I feel like this yellow-green color is the brightest color that there is. If you're traveling with another person, you can tie one of these to the outside of the backpack so that if it's pitch dark, you can see each other. And then, this seems like a weird thing, but I got these, this is like recycled wood. It's like an all-wood pencil. It doesn't have any kind of paint or anything on the outside. Not only for a writing utensil, but I got myself a pencil sharpener, and you can sharpen the pencil and get those little wood shavings, and that's perfect for starting a fire. Yes, you can cut it with a knife, but just this little tiny pencil shaver is very convenient to shave it into ultra thin pieces easily without slicing your finger trying to cut the wood. So, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a good idea. This little doobob here, this is a magnifying glass with a little flashlight in it. And yes, you can use it for the flashlight. If you get a splinter or something in your hand and you need to pick it out with some tweezers, this kind of helps. But also, it's a magnifying glass, and you can use that to start a fire. So this whole bag here is kind of my fire slash light kit, I guess. And of course, a Bic lighter. At the Dollar Tree, this is going to be a smaller than your average Bic lighter, but they are the most reliable lighters of all of them. Some of those cheaper lighters can tend to just randomly explode, and you don't want that to happen. So Bic lighter, obviously for starting a fire. And then I got 4 of these tea light candles. And I probably could throw a few more in there. I have plenty of space in the bag. But not only for light, you can light a couple tea light candles and then set yourself up some kind of a stand to put this thing on once it's empty. Put the tea light candles underneath it, and you can use them to heat up food. I don't know if it would boil water per se, but it would get pretty hot if you wanted to make some hot water for coffee, or, you know, if you have any kind of drink mix or something, you want some hot tea, hot coffee, you can use these tea light candles in this container to heat stuff up. And then the last item in this little bag is 3 AAA batteries. Cheapo batteries, but it was at the Dollar Tree. So These are going to be for an item that's further down in this pouch. Okay, I'm kind of making a mess here. But there's a lot packed into this bag, which is really exciting. Okay, Ziploc bag number 2. Electrical tape. I love electrical tape. I've told you this before. I don't know why, but I just love it. It has so many uses. It's super strong. You can use this to secure things. You can use this to help you build shelter. It's flammable, so you can use it in starting a fire. I can think of all sorts of things. You need to repair your bug out bag, something rips, a piece of your shelter has a hole in it. You can use this electrical tape. And then this, you might not be able to tell what it is, but I took a straw and just cut it up and rolled small pieces of duct tape onto it. So I have 2 rolls of duct tape. It takes up a whole lot less space than a whole roll of duct tape. Obviously, you can use duct tape for a whole bunch of things. Same things that you can use electrical tape for. It is also flammable. Corporal's Corner did a great video on how to use rolled up duct tape to start a fire with a little bit of kindling on top of it, but it burns for a long time to keep your kindling going really, really hot. So that's another great thing that you can use it for. And then I got this, it's a scraper, they call it, but it's really just a razor blade. This is the soft end. It's really just a razor blade inside of a plastic handle. This razor blade is incredibly sharp. If you get a splinter or something in your foot, in your hand, and sometimes you need to cut into it to get the piece of wood or splinter out, you can use something like this. Use it for anything that you would need a knife for. And then here's another knife. It's kind of like a utility knife, kind of like a pocket knife. I'm not gonna say that it's the world's best knife by any means, but it'll do the job to cut some things, cut some twine. It's kind of flimsy, gotta be careful with it. Ideally, a knife is something that you really are going to want to put more money into, but this is a budget bag, okay? Usually at the Dollar Tree, they have jute twine, which is awesome, but they didn't have any. I went twice and they didn't have any at all. So I got this string here. It's just like a regular, I don't know, cotton string thread, but thicker. And you could use this for tying smaller things that you could use for making shelter. It's always good to have some kind of string or rope. They were kind of lacking in that aspect when I went, so. And then I have a USB-C cord. This, you know, you just want to have extra cords if it's not like a grid down situation and you're kind of on the go. You want to be able to plug in somewhere. If there's somewhere to plug in your devices to charge back up, you want to make sure you have at least one charging cord. I should have gotten a cube also, like a wall plug cube, but they didn't have any when I was there. And then zip ties. Another thing that's really awesome and fun and useful. I got 2 of these extra long ones, 2 of these very short ones, and then 4 of these medium-sized ones. Use your imagination. So many things you can do with it. But most, like securing things, building shelter, that kind of thing. And then this flashlight, which actually wasn't too bad for a Dollar Tree flashlight. It has a zoom feature, I guess. Not too bad. And it takes 3 AAA batteries. That's what I have the extra AAA batteries for. Make sure if you have a flashlight or anything that has electronics or batteries that you put it in some kind of Ziploc bag or plastic bag, because if you get rained on and that gets wet, you're gonna be very upset. This is the bag that just keeps on giving. Okay, I got a drop cloth. Obviously, you can use this for shelter. You can put it over yourself if it starts to rain and make yourself some kind of a poncho. It is 9 foot by 12 foot, but very, very thin. This could easily get ripped. If you're trying to build yourself some kind of tent or makeshift shelter, you definitely want to make sure you have tape or some way to repair it. And then in this Ziploc bag here, now I wasn't quite sure how you could use this, or if it would be the most useful thing ever, but I thought I would include it anyway. These are thin sheets of foil, and they open up. But I figured you could use it for signaling, for getting somebody's attention. You can use it for cooking over an open fire. I'm sure there's many other uses. If you can think of some, please add it to the comments down below. This one here, I thought was creative. It's a pair of pantyhose. Many uses for these. If you want to play dress up out in the woods, I'm just kidding. This is my idea, was for water filtration. Not necessarily to completely clean the water, but to get the sediment out, the immediate sediment, sand, and soot. Run your water through this first and then boil it. There are a lot of precautions that you want to take with water, and so it's kind of a worrisome thing to say that you can just filter it and boil it. I don't suggest that. I really do suggest getting purification tablets, a Sawyer Mini, or some kind of higher end water filtration thing, but this is our Dollar Tree bug out bag. So I just want to say, make sure you take your precautions with water. It's very vitally important. But besides using the pantyhose for filtering water, you can use this for tying things off. I mean, you can use this for hanging things. This is really kind of stretchable, cool stuff. Okay, and then the first day that I went to the Dollar Tree, I could not find the drop cloths anywhere. And I was thinking, I have to have something that you can use for shelter. At least something to cover you from the rain. And so I found this. A party table cover, plastic cover. It is much thicker than the drop cloth, and the size is not bad either. It is 54 inches by 108 inches. If you use this to, you know, make yourself a tent type thing, you can wrap yourself in this to keep you warm. It's not like a Mylar emergency blanket, but it'll keep you away from the elements. And you can use this to build another kind of shelter. I'm sure there's other things you can use it for too. If you need to go gather some firewood, you can lay this thing out, put the firewood in it, bundle it up, throw it over your back, and use it to transport stuff. And then I did put 3 extra Ziploc bags for, you know, any of multiple uses. There is a little notebook in here. Not the most important thing ever. I do have pencils though. If I need to make myself notes of maybe my location, where I was, things that I need to remember along my route, it's good to have a place to write them down. If you want to play tic-tac-toe, if you get bored, if you need to leave a message behind for somebody that might be traveling behind you. And then I found this at the Dollar Tree too. These are those used playing cards from the casinos, and I just thought it would be a good thing to have just to keep yourself occupied if you're getting bored and you're not in like a dangerous situation, you have some time, go ahead and play some Go Fish or something. And that is all for this bag. So that was a lot of stuff packed into this little travel bag. Now let's see if I can get it all back in. If you have other suggestions that are kind of in the same category of what I have here, please leave them down below. I was going to put matches, but there were no matches at the Dollar Tree anywhere. I have some that I bought from the Dollar Tree. I guess I could have put it in the video, but technically I couldn't find any. So yeah, definitely matches would have been a good thing. All right, and then my next and last little bag here. And then that's it. That's literally it in here. I like how they're different colors because that gives me an idea of what I'm pulling out of my backpack and I can kind of identify it easier. This is more of the personal care items, I guess, and first aid. Okay, so Ziploc number 1. I have a bunch of cotton balls for first aid and for fire starting, which you'll see later how I'm gonna use this for fire starting. I got some, this is like a medical wrap, like you can wrap your ankle if you sprain your ankle or something like that. Got some rolled gauze, medical tape. This is the easy to tear paper tape. A little itty bitty thing of super glue. This is almost like a one-time use super glue. This is for sealing wounds, that kind of thing. If you have a small cut, I use this all the time personally when I have small cuts. I got some hand sanitizer in there. This is just some liquid hand sanitizer individually wrapped. If you are dressing somebody's wounds or touching anybody's open wounds, you should be cleaning your hands first. Sanitize yourself. And then I put the entire pack of Band-Aids, which I think there's like 40 Band-Aids or something. I just went ahead and put them all in there. And then this is doggy poop bags. And they're just little tiny bags, like about this big. I don't know exactly what you would use it for. If you want to clean up after yourself, if you don't have a shovel to dig yourself a hole to cover up your, you know what, you might want to be doing this. You might want to be covering it up. You don't want to be leaving that stuff all over the place, just saying. But I'm sure there are other uses for these little bags too. Okay, my second Ziploc bag. I put some eye drops. Maybe not the most necessary first aid item, but if you have sand, soot, or dust or something in your eye, it's best to use clean eye drops to get it out. You could hurt yourself, you could blind yourself if you're rubbing on your eyes or trying to use dirty water from a stream to get something out of your eyes. And then I put 3 packs of Advil in here. There's 2 pills in each. Definitely something great to have, some kind of fever reducer, pain reducer. I put some more hand sanitizer in there. I have a magic towel. If you were a 90s kid, you know what these are. Little tiny washcloths that all you have to do is add water, then they expand out to a regular size washcloth for keeping yourself clean. I have a thing of Vaseline chapstick. You can use this obviously for dry lips, or it's Vaseline based. So you can use this with the cotton balls to start a fire. Very flammable. Just scoop off a little bit of this, rub it into your cotton balls, light it with whatever you have, whether it be the lighter, matches. If you have like a flint steel, you can use that to start a fire. I got a single toothbrush and some toothpaste. They did not have the little miniature folding toothbrush kits like they usually do, so I just got both individually. And then this is it's a little manicure kit, and it's a little girly, it's a little sparkly looking, but it was really small and sleek, and I thought these were important things to have. Not necessarily not a nail file, but I mean, if you have a hangnail or something, you know, a piece of your nail that's coming off, it can be kind of annoying. There's a pair of nail clippers, a pair of tweezers, which is very important for first aid, and then a miniature pair of scissors, which I don't know how much good they will do, but at least it's something. If you're a woman, I would definitely include feminine products in here too. I didn't think of it while I was in the Dollar Tree, but make sure you have, you know, a couple of something if you're at that age. Okay, next I have a pair of socks, which are kind of goofy looking. I mean, it's an interesting design, but these were the thickest socks that I could find at the Dollar Tree. And it's always good to have a clean, dry pair of socks. If you're having to walk for long periods and you have wet, moist socks giving you blisters and hurting your feet, you're gonna be miserable. So, good dry pair of socks. Here's another little bag. I wasn't sure whether to include this or not, but this is an anti-itch cream. This is for if you run into like poison ivy, if you get bit by a bug, anything that could cause like a itch or rash. So I thought it would be a good idea to include, especially if you're going to be outdoors bugging out. And then I found these little mosquito wipes, and they're kind of like wet wipes, but it's mosquito repellent. So you could rub that all over yourself. There's 2 wipes in each, so I have 4 of those total. Being in Florida, and I'm sure many other places, when you're out in the woods or out in the elements and the mosquitoes are all over you, it'll drive you nuts. That is a form of torture. So if you can keep the bugs away any way that you can, it's a good idea to do that. And then again, in that little pack, I have this, my bug net. That can be used for many other things, but so I have 2 of these in the kit. I didn't see any at the Dollar Tree, but I should have put antibiotic ointment in there too with my first aid kit. I'm sure there's quite a few things that I missed, although I did go and look through the Dollar Tree twice to make sure I scoured every single area to find these items. Here's a little bag of toilet paper, and I just took it off the roll and folded it over and over and over again. So that's a lot of toilet paper, but it's just packed nice and flat. And then I grabbed 1 pack of these antibacterial wipes, not only for antibacterial part of it, washing your hands and stuff, but just wiping yourself down to keep yourself clean. If you run out of toilet paper, you have some wet wipes. So that's everything in that bag. And that is the bug out bag. So please leave your comments down below of other ideas, things that you would add to this. There's many things I could add to it, yes, but these are only items from the Dollar Tree, so that is the stipulation. But anyway, guys, I want to say that everything that I put together here was around $60. I didn't even use everything that I bought, so I have all this extra stuff here that I can use to make another bug out bag or just to keep around the house. I couldn't find a backpack at the Dollar Tree, so I just threw everything in this. But if you have just an extra backpack or bag around, throw your stuff in there. Now you know that you can do it. You can put together a good bug out bag. In my opinion, this is some good stuff to have. You can keep it in the back of your car. If you have a bag that kind of looks maybe stylish like this and you have it in the back of your car, no one's going to think otherwise. No one's going to be like, what's that bag in the back of your car? And you're going to know that you are prepared for something. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And if you haven't started a bug out bag and you're wondering where to start, go to your Dollar Tree. And then after you have a Dollar Tree bug out bag, start working up from there and start upgrading certain items. Make sure you have a really good knife. Make sure you have a small water filter like a Sawyer Mini or the tablets. Make sure that you have those emergency Mylar blankets. You know, just kind of step it up here and there. But having this as a good start kind of makes you feel more secure. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me.